Hello teachers, welcome to this first set of professional education enhancement drills, and this is from the actual let questions in the previous board exams. And our goal is, of course, say that with conviction, to top the board exam with hands on the air. To top the board exam! So how can you maximize the benefits of these drills? So first, you have to answer first the questions, and then after that, you can come back to this video and then check your answers and the rationale behind each item, so that at the end you can see which area you need to improve and what items you need to understand more. Okay, so well, it's up to you. That's my suggestion. Okay, so let's begin. So this is part 1 of set 1 of our Prof Ed enhancement drills. Number 1. Which among the statements below support the idea that Philippine education system is community-centered? Letter A, number 1, encouragement of local initiative. Number 2, community values reflected in education program. And number 3, fiscal support through congressional legislation. And children, adult, and out-of-school education in the community. This is number 4, sorry. Letter A, 1, 2, and 3. Letter B, 1, 3, and 4. Letter C, 2, 3, and 4. And letter D, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Your answer should be letter D, because the Philippine education system is designed to involve the community. So encouraging local initiatives, that's number 1, ensures that schools respond to the specific needs of their communities. And then community values, yung number 3 yon, are integrated into education to make learning more relevant and meaningful, syempre. Fiscal support from congressional legislation, that's number 3. Necessary to provide adequate resources. Yung education for all, yung number 4. Including children, adults, and out-of-school youth, aligns with the Education for All, or EFA or EFA, policy and the K-12 program, which promote inclusive and lifelong learning. So for that reason, number 1 is letter D. Number 2, which among the following situation is prohibited under the Code of Ethics for professional? Letter A, tutorial fees. That is fees. Diba? Ang daming typo errors. Anyway, you see the items, the questions as it is, kung ano siya sa actual na let exam, so that you can see that this is really normal. It happens in the board exam. So ang daming typo error, mga spellings, grammars, mga ganon. So just make sense of it. So letter A, tutorial fees from allow learners in one's own class. So medyo awkward. Number 2, letter B, upholding the highest standards in living. Letter C, living with dignity at all times. And letter D, cordial relation with parents. Ang sagot dito ay letter A, tutorial fees from learners in one's own class. So according to the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, article number 8, section 5, teachers must not accept any compensation from students for tutoring services, as it may create bias and conflict of interest. So teachers should provide equal learning opportunities for all learners or students to ensure fairness and integrity in the education or in the profession. Okay, number 2 ay letter A. Number 3, what appropriate intervention did DepEd implement to resolve school children population density in public schools? Letter A, morning and afternoon session. B, tapping NGOs who assist schools. Letter C, evening vocational classes to dropouts. And letter D, development of instructional materials. So your answer should be letter A. The Department of Education introduced the shifting or double session system to manage the high population of students in public schools. So yung intervention na ito is based on resource allocation and efficiency para ma-maximize ang classroom usage at ma-address yung overcrowding habang sinisigurado yung mga students ay nakakatanggap ng quality education. So this is response of DepEd's policies, like the DepEd Order Number 14 series of 2013, which focuses on class size management. Of course, we have to monitor this because policies and guidelines change from time to time, especially when new DepEd secretary is assigned. So make sure you update yourself with other policies and guidelines issued by the Department of Education, okay? So that you are updated also. So we don't know because if this is repealed or by the time you're still reviewing it. Anyway, for the meantime, so number 3 is letter A. Number 4, one of the principles of learners says that each learner approaches the world in many ways. How can this be applied, especially in a multicultural classroom? Letter A, multi-grade teaching. Letter B, standard lesson plan. Letter C, varied learning experiences. And letter D, outcome-based syllabus. So the correct answer should be letter B, varied learning experience. So according to Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence theory, ang mga mag-aaral, so learners have different ways of learning, especially halimbawa yung visual, auditory, kinesthetic, ano mga ganun. So providing varied learning experiences ensures that students from diverse cultural background and learning preferences are engaged. So this aligns with DepEd's inclusive education framework, which promotes culturally responsive teaching. So number 4 ay letter C. Number 5, according to RA 4670, the official number of hours spent in school by teachers should be letter A, 10 hours, 12 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours. So ang tamang sagot dito, teachers, ay 10 hours is wrong. Pero that's what's happening, diba? So letter C, 8 hours. So under the Republic Act 4670, yung Magna Carta for Public School Teachers, Section 13, public school teachers are required to render 6 hours of actual classroom teaching and may be required to stay for an additional 2 hours for another duties katulad ng lesson planning, grading, and meetings. So making it a total of 8 working hours. So this law ensures that teachers have a balanced workload while maintaining effective teaching and professional responsibilities. So number 5, letter C. Number 6, what is the basic characteristic of the performance appraisal for teachers? Letter A, peer supportive. Letter B, self-directed. Letter C, competency rewarding. And letter D, criteria assessed. So ang tamang sagot dito is competency rewarding is wrong. It's letter D, criteria assessed. Kasi performance appraisal for teachers is assessed and using specific criteria na sinet ng Department of Education sa pamamagitan ng Results-Based Performance Management System or yung RPMS. So, the evaluation is based on standards such as teaching competence, professional growth, student outcomes, etc. So, may criteria siya. So, hindi siya bara-bara lang na ina-assess. So, number 6 ay letter D. Number 7. Based on what is written in the Bible, who was the Jewish teacher who taught using stories or parables to bring out lesson in life? Letter A, Isaiah. B, Jesus. C, Saint Paul. And letter D, Moses. Your answers should be Saint Paul is wrong. It's Jesus. It's letter B. Okay? So, Jesus is known for using parables to teach moral and spiritual lessons. His teaching method is similar to constructivist learning where learners derive meaning from stories and experiences. Marami siyang parables katulad ng parables of the prodigal son, yung naglayas na anak, yung hiningi yung mana sa tatay niya, buhay pa yung tatay, hiningi na yung mana. The parable of the sower, the parable of the seeds, the parable of the kingdom of God, and so on and so forth. Si Isaiah is a prophet, yung letter A sa Old Testament. So, for those who are non-Christians, especially yung mga kapatid natin na Muslim, of course, they don't know this, kaya kasama na sa board exam. Just kind of general knowledge. But anyway, as Isaiah is a character from the Old Testament, he is a prophet, but he did not use parables as a primary teaching method. Si Saint Paul naman, from the New Testament, is a teacher of Christianity. He used to be a persecutor and then became the apostle of Jesus. The self-proclaimed apostle, he was not really included in the original 12 apostles. So he was a teacher of Christianity but focused more on letters and sermons. Kaya almost half of the New Testament ay sinulat ni Saint Paul, mga letters yan. Letters of Saint Paul to the Romans, Galatians, Ephesians, Thessalonians, etc. So yung letter D, Moses was he's a character from the Old Testament. He led the Israelites and he gave the 10 commandments, but he did not use parables also. So number 7, letter B. Number 8, there are several components that make up a morality mature person, which shows that a teacher applies moral principles. For example, golden rule when moral judgments. Letter A develops self-esteem. B reflects on moral choices. C encourages others to share their ideas, and letter D takes into account the opinions of others. Your answer should be letter B, reflect on moral choices. A morally mature person, nag-iisip yan, thinks about their actions and decisions base sa ethical principles katulad ng golden rule. Ano ba yung golden rule? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Something like that. Do not do unto others as you would not have others do unto you. So negative yung kay Confucius, yung kay Jesus naman ay positive, affirmative, do. Kay Confucius, do not. Okay? In any case, so they are just the same. Golden rule. So reflection helps in making fair and just decisions. So yung letter A, develops self-esteem, is important for moral maturity but not directly related to moral decision making. Yung letter C naman, it helps in discussions but it does not necessarily mean applying moral principles. At yung letter D, it's important but moral choices are based on principles, not just opinions. Hindi lang opinions. So number 8, letter B. Number 9, what best describes pwede na mentality versus excellence in service or work? Letter A, committed work. Letter B, striving to the best. Letter C, arduous preparation. And letter D, resignation to mediocrity. Ang tawag natin dito ay letter D, resignation to mediocrity. Yung pwede na. So, mediocre, yung hindi binibigay yung best. So, the pwede na mentality means settling for low quality work instead of striving for excellence. So, it goes against professionalism and commitment, which are emphasized in the code of ethics for teachers. So yung letter A, committed work, yung the pwede na mentality is the opposite of commitment. Yung letter B naman, striving to the best, this is about excellence, not mediocrity. Yung letter C naman, hard work contradicts the pwede na mentality. So number 9 ay letter D. Number 10, which among the practices below should teacher Jeff implement in order to demonstrate that the behaviorist philosophy of education works well in motivating the students to learn? A, back to the basic move, use rewards and incentive, non-authoritarian approach in teaching, and letter D, subject matter centered teaching. Your answer should be letter A is wrong. It should be letter B, use rewards and incentives. Diba mga behaviorists, mga reward and punishments, mga conditioning. The behaviorist approach ni B.F. Skinner halimbawa states that learning is best achieved through reinforcement. So, yung reward and incentives, nakaka-encourage yan sa mga students to repeat positive behaviors na tutulak sa kanila, nag-i-inspire sa kanila to study more. Yung letter A, back to the basic, is more aligned with essentialism, not behaviorism. Yung letter C naman ay more related to progressivism, not behaviorism. At yung letter D, focuses on content, but behaviorism is more on methodology like reinforcement and conditioning. So, number 10 ay letter B. Number 11, Teacher Cherry asks her learners to see the link and relevance of their new JUSON to their own personal experiences. What is JUSON? Okay, sige lang, tuloy lang natin. To their own personal experiences and share the same with the classmates. So therefore, Teacher Cherry supports in which principle of learning? A, effective learning begins with setting of clear expectation and learning outcomes. B, learning is the discovery of personal meaning of ideas. C, Learning is cooperative and collaborative process. And letter D, learning is an active process. So, ang tamang sagot dito ay letter. Did you answer letter B? Learning is the discovery of personal meaning. According to the constructivist learning theory, students learn better when they relate new knowledge to personal experiences. So, when teacher Cherry encourages students to connect lessons to their lives, she helps them find personal meaning in learning. Yung letter A, setting clear expectation and learning outcomes. This is important, but this focuses on goals, not personal meaning. Yung letter C naman, setting. It is important, but this collaboration helps learning, but this question is about personal experience. Okay, so the question is about personal experience, not collaboration. Yung letter D, learning as an active process. So, learning is active, but personal meaning is the main idea here. So, number 11 ay letter B. Number 12. In joining different programs for personal growth and professional development, what is the most desirable drive that is expected from the teacher? A. Intrinsic desire to grow continuously. B. Inspiration to become a master teacher. C. Stature as degree holder in education. And letter D. Higher position according to the set merit system. Your answer should be letter A. Intrinsic desire to grow continuously. So according to professional development principles, teachers should be self-motivated and have a lifelong commitment to learning. So the best reason for joining programs is the personal desire for continuous improvement. Yung letter B, career growth is good, but learning should not be the only focus for promotion. Learning should not be only for promotion. Yung letter C naman, although yan talaga nangyayari. Of course, ideally, we're answering the ideal answers here. Yung letter C naman, stature as a degree holder in education. Well, having a degree is important, but learning does not stop after graduation. Yung letter D, promotion is a benefit, but it should not be the main reason for development. So number 12 ay letter A. Number 13, what school of thought is behind the student-centered approach in teaching which emphasizes discovery learning among students? Existentialism, behaviorism, essentialism, progressivism. Your answer should be existentialism is wrong. It should be letter D, progressivism. Well, progressivism, led by John Dewey, promotes student-centered learning where students actively discover knowledge sa pamamagitan ng kanilang mga karanasan, experiences, and problem-solving. Yung letter A focuses on individual choices, not discovery learning. Yung letter B naman focuses on reinforcement and conditioning, not student-centered discovery. At yung letter C, essentialism, emphasizes traditional subject matter focused education, not discovery learning. Okay? So 13 ay letter D. Number 14, the teacher adheres to the idea that her students do not need to know the interactive learning outcomes of her lessons. She proceeds to learning activities without letting them know what they were supposed to learn for the day. What principle of learning does the teacher violate? Letter A, effective learning begins with setting clear expectations and learning outcomes. B, learning is the discovery of the personal meaning of ideas. C, learning is an cooperative and collaborative process. And letter D, learning is an active process. So the answer should be letter A is the correct answer. Did you get that? So according to instructional design principles, students need clear objectives to guide their learning. So, setting expectations ay nakakatulong na mag-focus ang mga estudyante at maintindihan ang kanilang kailangang ma-achieve. So, yung letter B, personal meaning of idea. So, the issue is not about personal connection, but about clarity of objective. Yung letter C, cooperative learning. The question is not about group work, but about setting goals. At yung letter D naman, active process. Learning is active, but students must first know what they are learning. So, number 14, letter A. Number 15, An ounce of experience is better than ton of theory was one of John Dewey's main contentions. This statement underscores the blank. Letter A, the primacy of theory. B, the need for theory. C, the primacy of experience. And letter D, the need for experience. So the answer should be the primacy of experience, letter C. John Dewey's experiential learning theory emphasizes learning through experience rather than just theoretical knowledge. Yung letter A is opposite of Dewey's belief. Yung letter B naman, theory is important but experience is the focus here in this item. Yung letter D, it's close but primacy means experience is most important. Ano? So number 15 ay letter C. Number 16, in order to lessen the likelihood of students disarranging chairs and to ensure there is no litter on the floors, Teacher Colleen makes sure the classroom is clean and orderly. Letter A, behaviorism. B, progressivism. C, existentialism. And letter D, reconstructionism. So the answer should be letter B, behaviorism. So the keyword here is the environment. Ano? Yung classroom, inaayos ni teacher yung environment para yung mga estudyante ay makafocus sa pag-aaral. So, yung behaviorism ni, especially B.F. Skinner, states that environment influences behavior. So, tandaan mo yan, behavior, environment, behaviorism. So, a clean and orderly classroom reinforces discipline and proper conduct. So, yung letter B is focuses on active learning, not classroom management. Yung letter C naman is focus on student freedom and choices. At yung letter D aims for social change, not behavior management. So number 16 ay letter A. Number 17, your students are more interested in a topic that is not part of your lesson. So you drop your original lesson in favor of what they like. Which philosophy governs your decisions? Letter A, empiricism. B, rationalism. C, progressivism. And letter D, existentialism. So empiricism is wrong. It should be letter D, existentialism. Kasi existentialism focuses on individual freedom, choice, and personal meaning. So sa education, this means respecting students' interests and allowing them to choose what is meaningful for them. When a teacher drops the planned lesson to follow what students want to learn, it reflects existentialist teaching because it values student choices and personal engagement over a fixed curriculum. Yung letter A focuses on learning through sensory experiences but does not emphasize student choice. Yung rationalism naman, it values logic and structured knowledge pero it does not prioritize student interest. Ganon din yung letter C, progressivism. It encourages student-centered learning but it still follows structured lesson plans based on inquiry and problem solving. So rather than free choice like existentialism. So existentialism is about giving students the freedom to shape their own learning experience. By letting students choose what they want to learn, the teacher supports self-direction and personal meaning, which are key principles of existentialist education. So for that reason, number 17, letter D. Number 18, what enables the learner to fully contribute to a peaceful and just society based on the learning to do pillar? Insights, values, knowledge, skills. So your answer should be, values is wrong. It should be skills. So the learning to do pillar from UNESCO's 4 pillars of education emphasizes practical skills and competencies needed for work and active citizenship. Yung insight is important but action or skills is the focus. Yung values naman is really needed but learning to do focuses on application. So values are more relevant in the learning to live together pillar and values can be more applicable sa learning to live together. No? So yung letter C, knowledge is important but skills turn knowledge into action. So number 18, letter D. Number 19, a learner must first attain this for himself or herself before being able to fully learn to live and work together. A. Love his fellow man. B. Become self-actualized. C. Find peace within oneself. And letter D. Attain an altruistic mind. Your answer should be love his fellow man is wrong. It's letter C. Find peace within oneself. The learning to live together pillar, it states that a person must first develop inner peace before building peaceful relationships with others. Totoo naman kasi we cannot give what we do not have. So yung letter A, love his fellow man, this is important but inner peace must come first para makapag-love tayo ng ating kapwa, makapagmahal, makapagrespeto. Kailangan muna ng pagmamahal at respeto sa sarili. Yung letter B, this is a broader concept but inner peace is more directly related. At yung letter D naman, this is important but self-peace leads to harmony with others. So, number 19, letter C. Number 20, if people live together in peace and harmony through understanding of one's tradition and values, what word will describe the situation? Letter A, contemporariness. B, accentuated risk. C, pluralism and diversity. And letter D, interdependence. So, your answer should be, interdependence is wrong. It should be letter C, pluralism and diversity. Pluralism and diversity means that people with different cultures, beliefs, and traditions can live peacefully together while respecting each other's differences. Magkakasama at nirerespeto ang isa't isa although nanggaling sila sa iba't ibang kultura at lahi. So in education, multiculturalism promotes acceptance and understanding of diverse backgrounds. So sa Pilipinas, the 1987 Constitution, Article 14, Section 3.2 supports the teaching of respect for human rights, cultural heritage, and national identity. And additionally, yung K-12 curriculum natin includes Education for Sustainable Development, which promotes pluralism, diversity, and peace education. Diba? Nandun din naman yan sa SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Well, yung letter A, contemporariness, is incorrect because it means something is modern or current, but it does not relate to cultural harmony. Yung letter B naman, accentuated risk, refers to increased danger, which is opposite to peace and harmony. At yung interdependence, it means people depend on each other, but does not directly emphasize diversity and cultural understanding. So, therefore, pluralism and diversity describe a society where people of different backgrounds live peacefully together. So this aligns with the Philippines' goal of promoting inclusivity, respect, and unity among diverse cultures. So number 20 ay letter C. And that's the first part of set 1 of our Prof Ed enhancement drills. Let's continue in the next video.